I had taken all the female, the hens out of this juvenile pen and put them with the big flock, and that's one of the abused. Oh, the girls. There were 8 hens and 5 roosters in here. Now, that one is one of the dads, the one's missing all the big tail feathers. He was initially, we introduced him and 2 other roosters, and the 5 of them have ganged up on those 3. Hard to get them. These 2 have been hiding in this corner, and I try to come out here and get the feed out of this bucket. Now, I put 2 50-pound bags of, hang on, 2 50-pound bags of scratch feed. Since these are roosters, I'm not worrying about laying nutrition. And I just kind of scoop some out. So when they're trapped back here, they have access to some feed. So I've done that about every day or every other day. So they're good. But this feeder, it's a 20-gallon trash can. I'll post a video about that eventually. And they got their water here. So, but I did this, let's see, today's the 22nd, the 6th, Friday the 6th. See, they're just picking on that rooster. Oh. Now, he's a cross silky and Easter egger, and he's larger than the bantams. So he's kind of too big for the silky hens. See how they mess with them? So these 2, yeah. So they go in there, but they're for the stew pot. Him and him were daddies. But of course they don't know that. But he's toughed it out, and they're able to get into the feed. But it's all of, the pecking order thing. He's been in for quite a shot. He's the youngest. He's trying to get out. And I let the layers out. And that's where that one was out there teasing. Yeah, I know. You may be the last one to go. I may keep you. He's got a good temperament. Yeah, see, now he goes back into the corner. But see how they just gang up. See, he's gonna squeeze in. He's gonna get his butt pecked all the heck if he doesn't. Yeah, he made it in. But he's like, reprieve me. Oh, actually, he wants to get with his girls. That's his harem he's seeing. And that's what's driving him nuts. They're right. 22 standard size hens. And they need to be culled some too. Some are 5 years old. 4 and 5 are the oldest. I don't have any older birds. The raccoon took them out. And then I put Marshmallow. Got him off of Facebook chicken group. He is standard size. See his size. So he's not a full silky, and they didn't know. So when I went and picked him up, I thought I was getting a white silky rooster. But this is all good. So I knew we were going on a trip for 8 days out of country. So the Friday, of course, the day before, I was trying to get to this all week, getting all the birds a little bit more centralized, not having so many different coops that had to be watched over. So 2 of these buckets, trash cans, have layer feed, and one has scratch. And then I converted one of my water barrels, and I had it totally filled before I left. And that was, so it's 16 days ago. And it had a leak, so you can see where it's leaking. And I'm going to go back, and I don't have pipe tape on all of these, but I'm going to wait for it to kind of get lower or emptied. And they still had those over there. This was the one I was really concerned about, because there's 22 hens and that one marshmallow rooster. But even with it leaking, that bit that you see, that little drip drip every so often, the water is still, a third of it's left in there after 16 days. So that's really good to know. I had that propped up, had this thing turned upside down and had it on there, and they were only eating off of that one that was lower. So I went ahead and put that on the ground, and every so often I'll move it, and there, there's bugs and stuff underneath there, and the chickens are kind of anticipating waiting. Those are some of the girls that were in there with those 5 roosters. You can see their backs. They tend to not flock with the older girls. The pecking order is still being established, but they're all mixed. I kind of like that, ending up some interesting ones. And most of them are laying colored eggs, and not. I think a couple of them are laying the brown eggs. I bought those. It's really a dog feeder, but I bought those, and I'm going to use them. And the other cages, they're a little bit more compact. I don't need to put 100 pounds of feed in the other ones. But I want to rig out something so they're on the outside of the, because there's less square footage in the other coops. So put them on the outside and they can still access it. So I'm going to have to work on some different panels. Anyway, lots to do, and I'm so excited. I'm back home. They all survived. We didn't lose a single one. I worried about those roosters, the daddy roosters, the two hiding roosters. So it worked out though. I'm so excited. And we got chicks. I'll make another video about that, of course. So I got a lot of videos that I want to, I need to sit down and edit. I hadn't had time to do that. I dropped this is the other camera that I don't like using. The one I normally like to use, I dropped into the Caribbean, and my husband was able to snatch it right up, and I was able to dry it, and it seemed to work. But after we got home, which was a week later, it's not, some reason it won't, no matter what I use, it won't acknowledge it's plugged up. I get a weird signal from my laptop saying it can't recognize it. But I was able to get the, no problem with getting the SD card. But I like the camera is better than this one. Oh well. So I got a lot of editing to sit down and do of my trip. It was interesting. I don't get to sit out here and watch them. Look at them. He's been a good roo. They were in a pen, a 4x4 bottom, and a roosting bar, and it was really getting bad, and I just had to get them moved. You can see where he's still got some mud around his legs, and the hen next to him, and the one behind him, not right behind him, right, she's over there. You can see like she's got like thick drumsticks. But it's mud, and I need to, they've gotten smaller. Those mud balls. In fact, I can hardly see his, and I know that he's got his because he's got more feathers around his feet and stuff. But he's pretty. He's good. So there's one of the juveniles. She just realized all of her mates are not out here. They're over there. Ah! Little dramas. And that black one went way over there. What? Thought I heard a rooster behind me. There shouldn't be. Yeah, that was him. Okay, but the mix, the silky Easter eggers, he's the daddy of those mixes. Because those were all from the blue eggs, the two of his harem that's here. And I put her, I think that was the one I put with them too, because she was getting, she was the favorite of the big rooster, and she needed a break, and I put her in there. So there were 4, and that was, I know, that was way too many. Oh, there's one of my nets. Oh, so she's used to him and staying with him. So now you've got a harem of 22. I don't think he can keep track of them. Here comes the juvies. I should have put them in there much sooner. But I was trying to do it in a perfect procession. I was going to build some more coops, and I was going to relocate and redo some of the coops and put them in a new location, and it just never happened. I had good intentions, and you know what they say about good intentions. So these girls were getting gangbanged a lot. And as soon as one rooster got her down, they were like lined up. And it disturbed me. So I decided I'm just going to move them over there and move the other rooster out, and put Marshmallow was there after a couple of days. I didn't move them right away. Just trying to get them to settle in one way before I added more to it. But I guess I shouldn't have worried. But it was a lot of work on my part to go way down several levels and move them and up, and I only have so much energy I can expend. So that just wore me out, and trying to get in. I was stressed out about the trip going out of country. I haven't done, I came into the States when I was 6 years old and haven't left. I like driving to my locations. Flying, I'm not scared of flying. I just hate the whole ordeals at the airports. It just sucks. It sucked at every single, it's not, I understand the policies. I understand they're trying to do this for my safety. I didn't feel safer. I'll have to make another video about that. But I was so stressed out, and then it was stressing me out how I was not well managing the flock, and I got to do a lot of coop cleaning. I need to build a new door on this coop, because the door there is just difficult to open and close. But it's just nice. It's peaceful. I can feel calming as I sit out here and just watch chickens being chickens. I mean, they look forward to it, no matter how much treat I may throw into the run from the kitchen. They want to come out here, and this is what chickens are about. And that one black rooster hen that's over there is driving those boys crazy. She's kind of like, aha, you can't get me. So I'll go pick up my net. It's always good to have that. I wondered where it went. I don't know how it ended up over here. We do have a raccoon, and we still have Rosie, our possum, visiting our back deck. We didn't have any losses from anything while we were gone. My son did come out and just made sure that they weren't out of water if it hadn't rained for a couple of days. Because if it rains, they seem to prefer the muddy water on the ground to any clean water in any container. Ooh. Something got through it. have to ask my husband about that, because I didn't do that. I think I had this leaning and something got into it and bit its way through. Oh my goodness. Oh, I kind of scared them. They all went over there. All right, enough rambling. No, that's the pollen. I should be wearing a mask out here by myself and the chickens because it's tree sperm season now. And I don't need to have that reaction I had last year with my allergies. So, I hope things are going well with you and you're social distancing yourself and enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Be a blessing and be blessed.